quick on the circles. We have several things that we already went over. If there's a line outside of the circle that passes through a point on the circle, this line is called a tangent line. Now notice that a tangent line is a linear line. So a tangent line is going to have y equals mx plus b. Okay, just think of that.
Isn't that the slope y equals mx plus b?
That is your equation of a line. Your m is your slope, your b is your y-intercept. This point right here is called point of tangency. And a tangent line is a line that passes through your circle, but doesn't go through it. It's right on the edge of that point, okay? And a lot of you are going into calculus later. You're gonna see a bunch of tangent lines and how it affects, you're gonna have the real world applications to them in calculus. So this one, I'm gonna do a point here, and I'm gonna do a line through that. And this one is called a chord. Now, notice that that chord does not pass through the center of your circle. So therefore, that is not the radius. That is not the radius, that is not the diameter. But if it does pass through the center of your circle, this is your center. If your line passes through the center, that is called the diameter. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. So I'm going to do a line from one point to another point. And if my line passes through the center of my circle, then that is called diameter. And that is also a chord. The diameter is also a chord because it passes from one point to another. But if it passes through the center, that is your diameter. Okay? And then you're going to have, if you have a point in the center, this is called the radius. And remember that the radius is diameter divided by 2. Okay? You're good? And then you have from one point to another point, if it passes through here, this is also a line, but this is not a tangent line because it goes through your circle. This is called a secant line, and you're going to see that in calculus as well. Okay? So that's what we've been going over for our circles. And then we have two different angles. We have, I'm just going to go ahead and do this all the way. And we have our, this is called a center angle, central angle. And this is equal to this. Remember that the angle does not change. If this is 50, then this is 50. If this is 25, then this is 25. If this is 30, then this is 30. Okay? So I'm just going to put, I'm not going to put a specific number. I'm going to put X and X. All right? Now, for the inscribed angle, if your angle is, if the center of your angle, if the vertex of your angle, if the vertex of your angle is on any point on your circle, is called an inscribed angle. Okay? Now, if it's center angle, it equals. If it's an inscribed angle, let's say that this is X, then this part right here is going to be 2 times X. So example, if X is 10, then this one is going to be 20. If this one is 20, then this one's going to be 40, the arc in itself. If this angle is 50, then the arc is going to be 100. And that's the inscribed angle. Think of it as inside. And this is center. Central, it already says central. I'm not going to put center. You should already know. Should already kind of. So then we have the minor arc. And then we have the major arc. And we went over this already. If you have a minor arc, that means that your arc is less than 180. This little area, I'm just going to do this, is less than 180. If you have a major arc, then you have an arc that is greater than 180. Okay? And if you have, lastly, if you have a semicircle, then it equals to 180. Okay? So that's that. I'm going to add a little bit to it right now, but I want to give you a little bit of time so you can write it down. Remember that minor arc use 2 letters. Major arc, you use 3 letters. And semicircle, you can use 3 letters. Okay? All right, I'm going to go ahead and erase this. If you're having trouble, let me know, and I'll answer questions right now. I'm going to go ahead and erase it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Lastly, remember that a full circle is 360 degrees. Half circle is 180 on top and 180 in the bottom, which is equals to 360 in total. But if you see it as a diameter, say it's 180. You should already know that it's 180. If you have vertical angles within the circle, then that means these are equal and these are equal as well. And these are called vertical, right? Vertical angles. And then we have our linear pair. So if you have a circle, a semicircle, and then you have this one plus this one, I'm going to say A plus B. So then remember that A plus B is equals to 180. And that's called a linear pair. Lastly, if you have a circle, this is 50% of your circle. This is 50% of your circle. And then if you do it, think of it as a pie. So this will be 25, this will be 25. And if you cut it as you go, you can put it as percent as well. Okay? All right, so I'm going to give you a little bit of the notes on the examples. So you can do another 6 problems. Like I said, I'm just going to put 6 problems. You should be able to do it in like 15 to 20 minutes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and erase this. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording so that I can do another one, because I don't want the video to be super long.